Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another amazing episode of Executive Insights, where every week we get together and we help you guys out by answering 4 business questions.
3 from various levels of your business journey and personal question as a business owner.
Today we'll be talking about something I think is very near and dear to every business owner: surviving year one. Critical habits, pivots, and lessons learned within the first 12 months. I'll be your host, Gervais Nelson, CEO of VaseTime, as well as the founder for the VaseTime Foundation, and I have the privilege of sharing space with my amazing co-host.
Hey everyone, I am Marie Rose, CEO of Rosebud Studios and founder of Rose Petals to Success and Thornfree Academy.
Question number 1 is for our aspiring entrepreneurs. If you're thinking about starting a business, here are some free game to help you get started. If you had to install a daily habit in month 1 that would still matter in 12 months, what would it be and how would you measure its impact?
You literally go into your year one not knowing what is going to come, how to get out of it, what can you share, right? So you making it out of there is a huge accomplishment that a lot of us don't celebrate.
Very true.
Finances is so big in year one. I'm going to say getting used to looking at your numbers every day and tracking every transaction that you do, whether it's a purchase or money coming in, balancing your books on a daily basis. And the reason I'm saying daily is because as it becomes a habit daily, which I wish I did, it would be easier for me to push it back to a week or bi-weekly. But in the beginning, I think you need to force yourself to get used to dedicating time daily to know your numbers.
I was going to say monitor your proposals. A lot of times we monitor the money and the cash flow, but we don't understand what it took us to get there. Which can help you in so many other ways as far as what's working, what's not working. You know, how much is this service versus how much is this service? How much money are you profiting? So a lot of your answers can be found actually in your proposals. People closing out the way they should be. Do you still have money out there? Sometimes we put these proposals together, we do the work, and then you forget to collect on it. You're not even all together yet. Understanding what your proposals are, it gives you a lot of data points, a lot of information that's going to be really, really good. It'll help you the next year with projecting your cash flow. It tells you how many leads you're closing on, which is another big thing, which is, like, to me, I think one of the most important things in the world, because you could be doing something wrong. If you're putting out 10 proposals a month, 10 proposals a week, a month, you know. If you're putting out 10 proposals a week, but you only close 1, stop. You're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? So you may have to go in and check your pitch. You may have to check your packaging, your offering, the way that you're offering. So you can learn a lot just by checking in on your proposals and making sure that everything's together there. Question number 2, this is for our new business owners. Walk us through your first real pivot. What was failing? What signal told you it failed? And how did you change your course within 7 to 14 days? My first real major pivot that I think helped me a lot is different between service. I'm gonna just pre-tense this with service and product. When you're doing service, it's different. So I always speak from a context of service. I stopped doing free on-site quotes. People love to say we do free quotes. I'm really, really big on my time. So if I'm coming out and I'm driving from Glendale to South Philly, from South Philly to West Philly, from West Philly to Northeast, half my day is gone. I'm doing all this face-to-face, and I lost all this time, and I gained nothing. From the client that actually really wanted to work with me, I didn't even get that customer or that client because I never had time to actually meet with them. And they found somebody else. Once I stopped doing free on-site consultations, I learned your verbiage, as you said. I started saying we do quotes. I think when I first started charging for quotes, I think I was charging like $25 to $50. And the person that would fight me on it, like, oh, well, so-and-so does it for free. You can't waive the $25 to $50. Right from there, I knew that wasn't the client for me, and more than likely it wasn't gonna be able to work. So what I did was I changed my verbiage. I would say, I do like a $50 on-site consultation. If you go with me, I'll add that $50 towards your service. It's not me trying to get over, it's just me not trying to waste my time going out. Right from there, that person now is invested in me. I'm invested in them. And with that, it kind of built a relationship off the back. I'm not gonna waste your time, you're not gonna waste mine. It just helps me so much where I wasn't wasting time driving all around the city, and I actually started closing on more clients. So I think one of the biggest pivots for me was I stopped doing free quotes. I started charging for my on-site consultations, and I started using those consultation fees, and I would put it back into the actual service. And my close rate went from probably like 30% to like 70 or 80, and it was crazy. And it's been going. I've been doing it ever since.
My first pivot was actually in my first year, and it was when I was running my first year of my event space. I realized that I was selling the event space, like you get your 7 hours or whatever. And what I realized was that the people, when I went through all the things that people realistically wanted for their event, and it had a price tag on it, people didn't want to buy it. It seemed like it was too much. When I started to create packages, and I would say you get this, I realized the more words I use for the same price, people were booking more. I began to create packages for everything. And I began to use more words. It's just something about when you see a price, if the person has 2 lines of that price and a person has 16 lines of that price, you're going to go with the one with 16 lines, even though they both provide the same thing. In addition to that, I realized I wanted to add more services. Didn't want to spend more money because I'm a first year of business. I didn't have the revenue coming in like that. Collaboration over everything. I'll put you in my package. I'm not paying anything to you. The customers are really paying for it. I'll take the money out once the customer books, but now you're getting paid. I'm getting this look of this service that I don't really offer. I have it outsourced, but the customer doesn't know that. And it's a win-win for both of us until I'm able to provide that service myself. They see it as more valuable than others, even though it's the same exact thing, because I knew how to sell it.
Question number 3, this is for our established business owners, those in the scale-up phase or just listening to refresh or, kind of get you rolling again. Which 2 reoccurring tasks did you eliminate, delegate, or automate, and how many hours and dollars did that free up?
My messaging system, like my messages, because when I got my VA, that's specifically what I got her for. I got her to answer messages while I slept. Because when I first started, I was doing auto responses, and that would have me up late, that would have me all times of hours. But as I'm saying this out loud, there's something that I got her to do within my first year, before my first year was out, that she still does today, and that is send out my contracts. She sends out all of my agreement for all of my sales, all of my customers. She's been doing it now for 5 years. I have not touched a contract in 5 years for any of my rentals for my events. Now, I eliminated that task for me. I delegated it to her, and I only had to step in one time. And that time I was like, woo, you gotta come back, because I haven't had to touch him in so long. So that's a task that my admin I was able to delegate, and it made a big difference.
Also, like you, invoicing, where you delegated, I automated. So by automating it, as people put their information into the system, and it prepares the quote based on what I pre-programmed, what's gonna, like, we're kind of like Home Depot in a sense. Like, if you say you want this, and this, I'll put it in, and it pretty much just spits it out for me. And the quote is created. I still create my own quotes, but once you hit accept, it automates into an invoice and a contract, and everything is already automated. That, I think, gave me back hours, if not days of time, just because I'm not sitting there writing up contracts, writing up invoicing, collecting payments. It automatically says you can pay directly, or you can click on it and pay right there from the proposal or the invoice. You can pay using Zelle, information's there. It'll say Venmo, information's there. Or it'll say you can write a check, just let us know. So all that information is right there. I'm not sitting there going back and forth with somebody about payment. It also did for maintenancing, where it does, well, maybe a person needs ongoing maintenance, they put a card on file, and that automatically takes care of that. So each month, an invoice comes out. And that was something that was really good. I don't think I saved money because it's part of my package with the software that I use. So I don't think it saved me money, but it saved me a lot of time.
And time is money.
Time to me is everything. So, question number 4, moment of transparency, a look behind the curtain of entrepreneurship, the highs and the lows. Tell us the moment in year 1 when you almost quit. What boundary or ritual kept you from burning out, and how did you reset within 24 to 72 hours?
What is this 24 to 72 hours, 7 to 14 days? My brain don't even work like that. It could be 72 hours is like a whole month.
Right. But I can tell you the time when I was almost ready to quit.
No, I can tell.
And I can tell you how long it took me to get it back together.
Yeah, not for 72 hours though.
It took me probably 24. I questioned it.
No.
Maybe 48. I might have been on the wall for. I might have like really walked away, honestly.
Yeah, I
But
think.
if I- watch where I'm going.
I'm saying it was more than that. It was more than
Oh,
72
probably
hours.
took you.
I had to get my mind
You
together.
hung it up.
Yeah, but I never quit.
I quit.
I had to talk myself off. So when my building got shut down after only being in business for 5 months and seeing it raided by 20 officers, and I had no answer on how to fix it at all. There was the embarrassment of, can I even say this publicly? Because if I say it publicly, people will know, so let me not say it publicly. To, if I don't say it publicly, how do I get an answer or a solution? And then when I decide to say it semi-publicly, I am judged. So I had to click on a switch of, I can't say anything, I just gotta stay strong, show face. I felt like I was performing on a stage somewhere where everybody had to see this perfect visual of me, where on the inside I'm like crying every night and lighting candles and writing affirmations on how I'm gonna overcome this, to the point that it turned into an entire book.
Wow.
But I had to give myself a week. Literally, so that's why I said 72 hours. That sounds crazy to me because the first 48 hours, I'm like, yo, get me up off the floor, because at this point, I have to accept what happened and acknowledge that I messed up, because I got to take ownership for whatever happened. Even if I didn't physically do anything to get my space shut down, it was zoning, there was something I missed. And I have to accept that I missed something. And after I accept that, then I need to learn from that situation and understand, okay, what is the game plan? And for me, I'm going to just say that was a week. But honestly, I don't know, because at that point, I'm not counting days. I lose track of time because I'm focused on, you need to get out of this situation. All I can know is, I know the date of that I'm giving myself, and I gave myself 60 days. So as I got closer to that 60 days, I knew, okay, this is my deadline. But whatever happens in between now and that deadline, it's not about how many days it is, it's about what are you doing every day to get there.
For me, it was the first time I had a really good year, really good year, and my side hustle paid more than my 9 to 5. And I found myself for the first time having to pay taxes. First time I had a really awesome year and I had to pay taxes. Almost broke me. I didn't want to do it no more.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that because you made more money, you had to pay more back in taxes. And that was from accountability piece. And in the moment, you don't want to hear that. In the moment, it was, so because I made more, you want to take more? I got to pay more money? I might as well just make less. Like, I don't want to do this thing. That's the fact. I don't want to make money if that's the case. Really what it became is before I knew how to work with my accountant, and I knew how to set up different things to put me in play so that it didn't all add up and backfire at the end of the year. That's where I fell. And it's funny when I even heard you talk about it. It's those moments when you almost quit, you put those in place, and I think that's why I obsess about my numbers now. I still do my books today because of that feeling and how I felt when I owed the money back. It nearly broke me. I remember I was sitting there, like you said, it couldn't have been 24, 48 hours. I think because it's that tax season, it's my off season. So I had more time to really, I think if I had to go to work the next day or the next week, I'd have been like, F you. No, I'm not showing up. I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
But because it was my off season, I had more time to digest it and actually let it sink in and make pivotal moves to say, okay, I'm not going to do that. This is what I'm going to do instead. But when you get one lump sum to say, you got to pay this by within 60 days, and you're like, thank God you do business the right way. I do have this money in my checking account for my business, and that's why I personal account and a business account have to be separate. But you're looking at your cash flow for your bank account for the business for the year. You feeling great, and it goes from here to here in one check, and you're just like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
This ain't for me. And again, working with your accountant, working with different people, understanding my books, understanding taxes, understanding write-offs, what is a write-off, what isn't a write-off, and doing those other things in place, that number each year got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And it was like, okay, cool. I can do this. I just have to be not only locked in so much on the work, but I have to be even, whatever I do on the work side, I got to be twice as locked in on the back end side. And that's why I focus so hard on the back end now, because it don't matter. You can make $1 million in a year. If you don't do what you're supposed to do on the back end side, that $1 million you made, you're going to pay $500,000 in taxes. Half is gone if you don't do it the right way. Your job on the back end as a CEO of your company is to protect yourself so that instead of paying $500,000, maybe you pay $100,000, and that's a great deal if you make $1 million. But that was my breaking point. Any shout outs or anything like that? Any closing remarks or anything?
No, I need you all to share this out to 5 people each. So if it was 600 people that watched it, I need 5 times 600 to, which that's 30,000 or 3,000? 3,000. Okay, see, my math is okay.
It's okay.
3,000. I need 3,000 views on this to celebrate Jovace, our founder's birthday.
Post-birthday.
Post-birthday. Post-birthday.
Oh, bye, let's shout. All right, with that, closing. Thank you for tuning in. You can follow us on Executive Insights _. Stay inspired, never stop creating.
See ya.